Edge technology screens, and we are all about specializing in advanced ambient light rejection technology and also to black technology. So yes, the channel is Advanced Ambient Light Rejection 38 Black Widow Screen Paint. So today we're going to be doing an acoustic. I wanted to do this pre-recorded because I want the video to come out much cleaner and then using Wi-Fi, but I don't have enough room on my phone to do it, which I need to go on my phone and clear. I would love to do some of them in the pre-recorded. All right, so I've just removed Wi-Fi. We're going to be doing two different forms of sprays out here. I got two screens I have to do, one for the demo, one for my actual big screen I need to have done. Sorry about that. Right now, getting the cord prepped and ready so I can tape it up so I don't get electrocuted as this thing is moving back and forth, because that's the last thing I need is to get electrocuted. All right, so what I need to pick up is some tape. Tape. Let me see. I'm on all the packing tape we use on a daily basis. I know I got tape in here somewhere. All right, I got some tape. And paint spray we're going to be using is a Wagner 250 for this demonstration. All right, so let me get that so we can get this started. All right, so the technology we have here, you don't have to paint the screen. I would advise you, if you are going to be using this when there's a lot of the solution at the end of the day, go with an acoustic surface that's already black, because this is going to activate it. As you've seen before, with the acoustic surface, we have some of it downstairs. The difference between that and the actual screen is a huge difference. The acoustic surface just can't pick up white levels all that well. Our technology puts up an extremely high white level. So, before we get started, let me see what we got to do here. We need to tape off the cord so that way we don't have to worry about getting electrocuted. So let's see, we need to find our stuff. Here we go. So simple, easy. Any kind of bag will work, doesn't make a difference. Just want to make sure that you have something between you and the cord, and if you have any outside elements like snow, they're going to pretty much disrupt your, oh, I forgot the compressor. Forgot the compressor. Main thing I need to use downstairs. All right, got the compressor. In these videos, I'm always forgetting something. Always forgetting something. Alright, now we got the compressor. So, we're going to be using the Wagner 250. This is my favorite sprayer to use. I've had all the other ones before. There's also different tricks you can use to modify your sprayer at the end of the day. Now, usually they give you the small compressor for these. These are done for stain jobs. It's pretty much basically about it's a stain sprayer. But it has this extra fine, refined tip here that kind of sprays it like an aerosol can. You're not going to get a lot of paint shooting out. It's not going to be overwhelming. You're not going to have huge drops of paint splattered across your screen. That's the last thing you want. People go out and they buy the heavy boy sprayers. They go squeeze on it. And you got a ton of paint pushing out with a massive compressor. And this thing is bouncing and ricocheting all over the place. And you're wondering why your screen looks so sloppy. So I tell people at the end of the day, it's also put in the in our specifications, we recommend the Wagner 250. Now, if we're doing a large job, which is going to need a bigger compressor for it, because you're going to need to push out a lot more paint, what you want to do is, if you have the money and you want to take the time to do this, simple hack trick, you go out and you get the compressor for the big boy. Big boy compressor is going to be much bigger than this, and you attach it to the refined right here. You're going to get 10 times more power to push out to cover your screen, but your paint's always going to come out in a nice fine mist at the end of the day, which is going to give you a nice even coat and a perfect coating at the end of the day. I know because, like I said, I bought dozens. Oops, gotcha. I bought dozens of these things, and yeah, I know, trust me. Like I know about wearing the safety glasses when you spray a screen that's bigger than you at the end of the day, because what happens is when you shoot that cannon up, it's going to ricochet, it's going to come down in your face. I don't need safety glasses outside today because we have no wind and I'm taller than my screen, so I'm good. If we had wind out here, that would be a definite problem. All right, so let me come over here and we are going to get the cord here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our plastic bag and we're going to slip this over the cord. At the other end here. I didn't have enough in the caption to put everything down that I want to put in. Slip it in like so. Which is on and shouldn't be on. Alright. And then what you want to do is take some tape and just tape your edges. That's it. Now, I don't advise painting in the rain. Do not do that, because you will seriously get yourself hurt. But for me, I mean, keep in mind, I'm not saying that, you know, at the end of the day, follow what I do at the end of the day. Some stuff, you know what I mean? Because some of the stuff I do is pretty crazy. But if you got to paint out in the snow, something like this, and it's a definite must, you want to make sure that you tape up any electrical gaps or areas quite nicely. I mean, they got stuff, basically more professional stuff than this to be able to tape it up, but you know, I'm just going with what I can go for right now because I need to get this done. But do not use your paint sprayer in the rain. Don't do that. All right, that's good. Well, it's going to go anywhere. All right, so that's done. So that way everything's all taped up. Make sure your ends are taped and you're good. Now, like I said, I wouldn't advise you spraying out in the snow, but for me, I have to do this because I need to get my screen done. My screens are demonstration screens. They have to be on display. This has to be done. On top of that, I got two of them to paint. I got that one over there that has to be done. That's the portal, which we're doing upstairs for a company for the 3D mapping. They want to see what that stuff looks like in 3D mapping, the visual version of it. So we have that to do too. All right, so next, let's grab our solution right here. This is the formula. So all you got to do to get it ready, just shake it up. That's basically about a good shake. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Now what I like to do is, before I spray, there is a little knob right here on your paint sprayer. This controls how much paint comes out through your paint sprayer. What I like to do is bring it to the very end where nothing's coming out, spray this into a box or a trash can, and then adjust it as I go in, slowly, to see exactly how much paint I want to shoot out. So remember, this controls how much paint comes through your cannon. So when you get it, don't just squeeze it. You'll have some problems at the end of the day. Make sure that's giving me a good grip there. All right, let me see this for a minute. Make sure. All right, so what you want to make sure, like I said, push it all the way to the far end. When you have very little paint coming out, lean it into a trash can or a bucket. This is how you calibrate them. And then basically just slowly turn. And as you slowly turn, you'll see exactly when the paint starts to come out. You know, you want to be able to see it. If you don't see anything, then there's an issue. Okay, that's a good. All right, cool. Let me get a cup, fill my stuff up real quick, and then get outside and get this done. First, I have to get the screen out here. That'd be the most important thing to do first. I don't want to be tripping over the wire in the process of getting this done, so let me get my screen out here first. Couldn't swear one of these windows opened up all the way. I guess it'd be this one on this side. So you gotta be over here. There we go. Beautiful day today. No wind, nothing. This is perfect. We never usually get this. We usually get wind all the time out here. Oh, that would be the problem. That definitely would be the problem. Definitely. Yeah. Whew, that heavy is this big. Next screen I install handles. Definitely put the handles on the next screen. Oh, that's not good. So, like I said, instead of going back with the tit for tat nonsense, we'll just show you how advanced our technology is in the next couple of months. Like I said, on this channel, you will see demonstrations that no one else will be doing at the end of the day. We do things a little differently over here. Like I said, in the day, we work. in the corner. I could use this over here. Yeah. Woo! That's another thing too, having tarp under snow is a bad idea. But anyway, we don't have to tie the screen up, but better safe than sorry, man. That's a golden rule I live by, because anything and anything can happen basically when you're painting screens. So tie it up, because like I said, the last thing I need for this thing is for a little gust of wind to come by and the thing to fall over already painted. Oh, I can't deal with that. Got enough to do in my day. My main screen still on top of that. About the whole tarp and snow thing. All right, so, always advise wearing safety glasses if the screen's bigger than you. Like I said, I'm 5'11", so I'm over the screen, so I'm good. But anyway, if it's windy outside, definitely wear glasses, because at the end of the day, stuff can go right into your face. But always have a mask on, no matter what. I don't care what kind of paint you're using. You say, well, it's basically water-based. It goes airborne the minute it comes out of a cannon, so trust me, wear the mask. Everybody has those excuses about why. No, trust me, wear the mask. Last thing you want is breathing issues at the end of the day. I want that crap. All right, so we should have a little table over here, but we don't. All right. And also too, if you have the mask on, make sure you put the mask on a plastic bag and seal it up, because the last thing you want is dust or anything in your shop to get up in here and you basically breathe it in. Always keep mine in a plastic bag, sealed up. What's that song? Man, I swear, man, that one guy, man, on a freaking Call of Duty plays the most craziest songs. I got stuck in my head now. That's gonna be in there for a while. Do 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 do. It's gonna be stuck on my head for a while. Oh, man, where was the Barry Manilow incident? So I do some Call of Duty, and I have a particular friend. He likes the old school music. Plays in the background. It's pretty fun to listen to while you're doing a little gaming, but it does get stuck in your head. So if you hear me singing and humming certain things on camera, that's why. Because the people I game with have interesting music tastes, which I don't mind. I like it at the end of the day, but it gets stuck in my head. All right, got the cannon set up. Right there, boom, 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 boom. So I know some people show you demonstrations on basically spraying the screens. A whole lot of stuff they miss out. How you clean your cannon, calibrating your cannons, all that stuff like that. I'll show you any of that at the end of the day. You have to calibrate these things. If not, you'll be shooting a whole lot. You'll be shooting less or more on your screen. Over here to Mr. Trash Can. Boy, Mr. Trash Can was frozen, was he not? Now also too, See how there's no paint coming out until you squeeze the trigger? For those of you that might run into problems where you can have, and mind, you have to be careful about this. You have to make sure all this is sealed up nice and tight. Before you do that, wipe everything down. Because what happens when you're over top of your screen doing this, you can have paint dripping on your screen on top of that. That will mess it up. Another thing too, sometimes this can get damaged. Just a spring unit in here that can get damaged right in here. What will happen is when you go to turn your can on, paint's just going to shoot on that. You're going to have no control over it with the triggers not working correctly. So make sure you clean and maintenance your stuff at the end of the day. And do clean your stuff out. Every day you use it, clean it out. You don't want that stuff getting clogged up at the end of the day. You don't want that nonsense. Then you wreck your system to go buy a whole new one all over again. Make sure you clean that all out. These vents back here, take a compressor, clean out your vents, all that stuff. Maintenance your stuff. It'll last a lot longer. Let's go calibrate the gun. Make sure you got your mask on. Pull your hoodie up. Outside in the cold. Alright, so what we do is we take the cannon. I might have it already set, so I should be good. And that's a good spray. That's a good spray. That's a good spray right there. You can see, if you see it coming out, that's a good spray. If you can't see it, then there's an issue. Alright, I need to put you guys here so we can get this done. There we go. No ground kill. Man, I was planning that whole episode. I was praying that whole episode. My feet were sliding as I was moving back and forth. Oh, man. Oh, black squirrel. That's a black squirrel. I heard they're 10 times more aggressive than the grays. Anyway, yeah, that's it. It's a one-coat application. It's very simple. It's a dusting. This stuff is heavily concentrated, so it's not a lot of work involved. You're done. That's it. All right, let's get knock out the other one. And you got plenty left over. Plenty left over. That's 127 inch. We're done. So all it has to do is just basically just hit the surface. Some people, when they do it, they literally try to paint the screen. Don't paint the screen. Light coating. That's it. Stand a foot away from the screen. Move it back and forth. That's all you have to do. If you want to learn to get a nice rhythm with it, put a little classical music on. One nice little rhythm. Back and forth, back and forth. You don't have to stand up on top of the screen. It's a light dusting. That's all you have to do. All right, so we're gonna drop the other screen on the ground here and just blast it and be done with it. Get both of them knocked out, then the day be done. That was Mr. Burke. I'm going out and have a cup of tea. And it's the one we're going to knock out for the demonstration. I'm going to stick you guys in here over here. Pretty sure you should be good on here. I'll get you on something that'll work. We got some snow here. Maybe we can put you in there. There we go. Hopefully you stay. Hopefully. All right. Same thing. Mask up. See that right there? That's what you gotta watch out for. When it's on tight, you gotta watch out for. Because those little drips will land on your screen and you'll see these little areas that'll pop up. It'll cause the screen to have imperfections. This is what I'm worried about. This screen over here we're using for abstract art, so we don't really care. If you get a couple drops, I can see it right there. It's annoying the daylights out of me. But we're not doing any movies off this. It's for abstract 3D applications only. That, on the other hand, that would bother me. No, I didn't have to put a second application, but I'm out here, might as well. Not gonna use it for anything else, we're done. So might just use the last of it. That's basically about it. So that right there in that container we have right here is a quart. 32 ounces. 32 ounces is going to do a 127-inch screen, which that's the size of my screen right here. Customized 1610. And then the screen we have on the floor is an 80-inch at 235.1. There you go. That's how I would know, because you have to physically paint the screen in so you know exactly how much it's going to take. So now we put down for the specification. Mind you, we have to have a little bit left over, because in case we have the customer that may use too much, he could spill some, anything could happen at the end of the day. You have to make sure you can show that you have enough left over, as I was explaining in the video demonstration. Now, like I said, at the end of the day, I don't care who gets ruffled the feathers over this. You're supposed to paint the screen in so you know exactly how much paint it takes. And if anyone has a problem with that, again, bite me, get off my channel. Because at the end of the day, we don't do fake stuff over here. We keep it real. If you're about the fake stuff, we don't want you over here. If this bothers you, get off the channel at the end of the day. I'm accurate with all the stuff that I do over here because I want to make sure my customers have enough paint at the end of the day. And anyone else should want that at the end of the day. Just like I said, this bothers at the end of the day, then go. I don't care at the end of the day. I do things for real. I keep it real. See this right here? This is the pour out. You have to make sure you have enough left over just in case if the customer himself uses too much. Not everybody's going to paint the screen the same way I painted the screen. I've been painting screens for years, but so you're going to have somebody who's never painted a screen before. They're going to use a lot of paint at the end of the day. They are. So you have to make sure you got enough left over after you get done painting the screen. Anytime. You never want to get it to the bare end, because at the bare end, what's going to happen is customer could run out of paint at the end of the day. That's why anytime we paint a screen, we go, we got this much left over. So I went downstairs and, mind you, we painted the 144-inch screen, right? I used the same amount of paint to paint the projector downstairs and paint the surface that the projector was sitting on. You have to make sure there's enough paint left over. Can't go by because how you do it. Because how you do it, it's going to be better than everybody else because you've been doing it for years. You got practice on doing it. The everyday Joe is not going to have practice doing it on. So you have to make sure when you say 135, literally you're going to have to paint that screen in to know 135. It's kind of better if you had somebody else do it. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to have the same skill level you have, and then you can see exactly where you stand at. But still, in all, you have to paint the screen in. It has to be done. There's no way around that one. Can't guess that one. So we know automatically from the door. So from painting this in, I went over this twice. So I went over that twice. I hit that one twice over here. So even if I hit the screens twice at 127 and 80 inch, 127, 1610, and then over here at 80 inches at around 235.1, I'm covered. So I can literally say we can paint that much out of a quart. So imagine what you're going to get out of 48 ounces of it. And we did this out of a quart, and we still have leftovers. This is enough for me to probably do another screen. What else do we have in the house I need to do? Ah, crap, I got a 150-inch acoustic downstairs. We'll knock that one out next. We got to get rid of this first because we can't do a 150-inch cloth screen. It's got to dangle a little bit, so this has got to go at the end of the day. All right, but that's all in all, you know. I'm not trying to be rude by telling people to get off the channel at the end of whoops, man, I got to be careful. Murdered out here. But at the end of the day, some people really get upset over that. They get upset and they get bothered that I bring that up. So if you're about the fake stuff, we're not about the fake stuff over here. So that's not your thing at the end of the day, then I advise you to go kick some rocks at the end of the day. We don't want you over here. Because I'm not about doing fake things over here. You literally have to paint in the screen in order to know what size your paint's going to be able to expand to. You can't say it and think, no, you can't do that. Got to keep it real at the end of the day. Got to understand, people, at the end of the day, people got projects to do at the end of the day. There's stuff they're building around this. Last thing you want to do is come up short. You imagine if you're building something and you get oh, look at that red-tailed hawk. And you get nails that come in, and the nails basically you're short, like 50 of them. That's a pain in the butt. If you don't have any in the house, guess what you're going to do? You're going to have to go take the trip. Get in your vehicle, go down to the hardware store, and either complain to somebody why you're short on this or short of that or whatever, or anything that happens if you get improper advice on doing something. It's just going to make your job so much harder at the end of the day. And you don't want that crap at the end of the day. You want things to go smoothly. Right now, I'm done. I'm going to the house and go chill for a little bit. This is finished. We'll hang the screen up. We'll do a couple of demonstrations off of it. Do some 3D mapping off that one. And that's it. But I have to be 100% sure when I do these screens that my customers, when I give them this information, because I myself am a person who likes to work with projects, and I don't like to come up short on my projects, that I'm giving them the proper information that they need to finish the job. That'd be a nightmare if you was a contractor at the end of the day. Can you imagine that? You got to be accurate with that stuff. You can't play around with that stuff, and especially when you get to screen sizes of that caliber. Those are screen sizes that they're not sticking in homes at the end of the day. These are huge, going for events or backyard events. I heard somebody saying, "Well, I need a 300-inch screen." Like, what the freak are you? Is that for the house? And they'd be like, "Oh no, it's for an outdoor event." They're always for an outdoor event. Very rare I would run across somebody who's literally sticking a 300-inch screen in a house. Very rare. But most of the time it's for backyard events or barbecues or birthday parties. And you got to remind you, if they're going to do a screen that big, they're going to go out and they're going to rent the projector. They're going to go out and rent the sound system, the scaffold unit to hang up the screen, all that. Money goes into all that. The caterers, whatever they're doing at the end of the day, it involves something big. And usually, for customers I deal with, are people that, companies, they usually never paint these things in like 3 or 4 days in advance because they don't want the screen to get jacked up, they don't want to mess up or wrinkle, whatever. They want to paint it in the day before or on that day. So they have a crisp screen on that day. So that's why they always ask drying time and all that stuff. So imagine you're painting the screen on that day and you come up short. Oh, that's a freaking nightmare. That's an absolute freaking nightmare. So, you know, you're going to have to improvise. You're not going to be able to use the screen you're going to be able to use. That means the frame that you rented to accommodate that side giant screen, you can't use that. It's money down the drain. Of course, you're going to be able to use a projector and all of that, and well, with no problem. But everything else that you had set up for it, it's going to go down the drain. And you pretty much probably some people advertise, yeah, we're going to have this game night in the back with this big 100-inch screen or 200 or 300-inch screen, you know what I mean? So and so and so. I knew a fellow who was making like $25 a pop a head coming in for people that wanted to watch on a 300-inch screen the fights on a 300-inch screen. He was making money off it. But you know, you have to be accurate with that stuff. At the end of the day, you have to be. And if people feel at the end of the day that, you know, I'm not, we'll get to a point where basically if I can't speak my mind at the end of the day, I'm not doing this. I got better things to do with my time. So, you know, I'm a person that speaks my mind at the end of the day. And that's how it should be. And like I said, if people feel that they're bothered by this, then go kick rocks. I ain't got time for you. Got things to do. And I'm trying to be faithful. All right, let's go clean out the sprayer. Woo! I swear, gotta be careful, man, because man, between the floor and the snow, not a good idea. So now your paint sprayer is coated. You're gonna have to clean the bad boy out at the end of the day. Pretty easy to do to clean these things out. They come with a little brush, but I don't remember what I did with my brush at the end of the day. I lost it. So let's go hop downstairs. But yeah, you gotta be accurate, people. You gotta be accurate. Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. You see the time it took me to go paint my screen out there? If someone gave me improper information on painting that screen and I had to go reorder again, you gotta be kind of ticked. Can't hang my screen up until my job is done. All right, let's get the lights on in here. Go downstairs to the dirty sink. I gotta think of a name for my sink here. I don't want to name it after somebody else because I don't want them to say, oh, you're making mockery of somebody named Betty. No, can't do that. All right, put our product here, over here, here, and here. That's all done. And now we got to go bust it down. And I got LED lights all over the floor. Why are these LED lights all over the floor? They should be over there. All right. So let's get this done. So we got our rollers in here. I got to clean my rollers up too. My rollers need to be busted down and cleaned up because I need them for other jobs right now. All right, so I'm going to put the rollers over here to the side because they're not going to get affected by that. Get some hot water right there. And we got our leftover paint here. So when we clean out our sprayer here, we're going to take some of this right here, put it in there, right there. So what you want to do is just take your fingers and rub around the edges, get that all cleaned up like so. We'll pop the top of that right there. And we got to get this screwed off. It's your cap. You have another piece there, your second piece there. Always put those inside of the can or inside of here. Put that in there like so. And then we have to get this off. This is the sprayer. There we go. There we go. Get that all cleaned up. It's best if you have a nail on you, so that way you can get it around here. This little hole right here, you want to get a nail in there. So it's best with that. All right. All right, so that's all cleaned up and done. Pretty much, if you clean it, the faster you clean it, the easier it's going to be to clean. If you wait, this thing's going to get caked up in here and you're going to have problems. That's all cleaned up. Put it over there. Use mild soaps. Clean it. That's basically about it. Nothing harsh. I use dishwashing detergent. That works for me perfectly. Now, like I said, you clean it as fast as possible. You don't have to do a lot of scrubbing. That's it. Just rinse it out. You take your parts right here. Everything you got, throw it back in there. Put a little detergent in there. Hit that with some hot water. So that can all soak. Clean out your hose or your nozzle, whatever this is. The nozzle. All right. Now they used to give you a little like a brush that you can put in there, but I lost my brush. So, but as long as you keep it cleaned out, the minute you get it and wash it out, the minute you use it, you're good. Because the last you don't want is any cross-contamination. Okay, that's all cleaned up. Run a little water down through here. Put that back on. Like so. Got your container filled with your soap right there with all your stuff in it. Screw that right back on. All that's going to sit in there and soak. But you want to clean it as fast as possible. That's it, you're done. That's all you got to do. That's That's all you got to do. Now, mind you, I told you people about rollers. Rollers right here. Clean these things at the end of the day. I mean, they ain't got to be perfectly clean, but make sure you clean them when you get done using them. Because what happens, you'll get a trace of paint that'll be right along here. When you go to slap your roller on, you go to roll, you'll see white, whatever you have on it. So say you just painted a white wall with it, right? And you get a little paint in here, and you go to slap your roller on, right? When you're painting your wall, as you squeeze down, that white paint's going to push through, and you're going to get streaks all over your screen. Like, where the freak did that come from? That came from basically having you not cleaning them. Gotta clean it. We got to think of a name for our sink. I like my sink. My sink shows work. This is my work sink right here. You see the work in my sink? We scrub it down, man, but it gets dirty again. So we got to think of a name. I'll put a plaque on the front of it. I don't want to call it by a name because I don't want to think of I'm calling somebody Dirty Betty or Dirty Joe. We think of a crazy name for it. But anyway, this is my sink right here. I do all my work in, scrub all my stuff down in at the end of the day. Clean my rollers, everything down. That's it. This is what you call a paint roller unit that has been worked. The work is put into that. There we go. We're done. Work. All right, so what we got next to do, I'm back out of here real quick. That's the projector we painted with the 38. That's 38 technology painted onto that, the platform and all that. So after I got done painting the 144, I had enough left over to knock this out, paint that, and we still got some left over, which I'm going to do some other stuff too. We're going to paint some other surfaces with that too. I forgot we did those sample sheets over there. So this is what's going to be next. This is the gamer screen. This has to be finished because we have to do gaming applications on it. So I came in here, took a roller, went around the edges, the hard areas. The interesting thing, this is going to be painted in a different way, a very weird way. All right, so it has to be painted and rolled and sprayed at the same time. Well, not at the same time. So this screen has several support beams into it. It has one here, one there, as you can see the trace on the paint, there, and there. Because this thing has some issues with not wanting to stay straight at the end of the day. Let me see what we got. What's going on here? Oh, shoot. Why is this hanging off like this? Hold on for a minute. The whole entire screen is hanging off. There's something look wrong. I said, wait a minute, that doesn't even look right. There we go. So anyway, we can't take this off the wall. It's too big. There's lights all over it. There's lights wired everywhere into this. This is not going to work. It has to be painted white on the wall. We can't pad any of the rails at all, period. So there's a way to get around that. So what we do is we take a roller, we do a light roll over top of it. As you can see right now, I only had enough to do the corners. I got something. We're going to be finished this off on Sunday. Unfortunately, I forgot. Stuff's going to come Sunday. We got to wait till Monday. We don't record on Sunday. I'm trying to keep from doing that. I'm really trying to keep from doing that. Anyway, so we got to just want to go over it with the heavy roller, right? But light roll, just to cover it all up, get it nice and covered up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a paint sprayer and we're going to do a nice dusting back and forth. That is going to give us a nice coat. On top of that, it's going to basically erase any of the rail marks we're going to pick up on the screen when we roll over top of it. Because this right here is literally from a rail in the screen or support rail in the screen. So that's what we're going to do. Roll over it so we can cover it because we don't want to use a lot of paint to spray. I don't want to have a lot of, when I spray in here, mind you, spray turns into like a, it turns into a mist. We don't want that in here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll over it so we get the one part, we get it all covered, and we don't have to spray and cover it with the sprayer. Easy way, if you don't want to basically spray a lot, just roll over the screen, and then you basically clean it up with the sprayer. Nice light coating over the screen. And you won't see any rails or imperfections, nothing. That's another way they do it too. Two different ways you can paint screens with. But that's why we have to do this one because, like I said, we can't remove it. Can't lay it flat to paint it. Not going to happen. So that's how we're going to do it. Once I roll it in, you're going to see marks here, marks there, marks there, marks there. Those are from the support beams inside. We can't pad. And all we have to do is go over with the light coating with the spray and erase it. It doesn't even exist. It's like airbrushing something out of a picture. That's what we're doing. Same thing. All right, so we have a demonstration we're doing on this today. This is the prototype of the setup we're going to be having upstairs in the theater room. So we're going to be using mapping equipment to map the floor out because I want my floor to turn into liquid and all the other cool stuff to match the ceiling. So we had to design a prototype. The reason why this is designed, if you're wondering what this crazy thing is on the floor, is that imagine this is the floor upstairs. This is the projector. When the unit basically hits the floor, even with 3D mapping, you can't basically map a surface to make it look like it's black if it's not black. It literally has to be black in order for you to show the stars and outer space and abstract art. So if we set a projector in the middle of the floor under the matting that's coated with 38, the projector, if it's tan or if it's white or if it's gray, it's going to pull up. You're going to be able to see this odd looking color in the middle of the screen. We need everything to blend in. So in order to do that, we coated the screen with the projector with the 38, and basically it all blended in, cloaked right in with no problem. And the beautiful thing about it, as the projector is hitting the screen we have here, we don't have any light dispersing all over the environment because the screens are designed to absorb light. That would be also good for special effects too. So we're going to be using that particular setup for something else too. Now the projector I have upstairs, or we got upstairs, will be a ViewSonic. That'll do the 235.1. So I want to do something really cool with the upstairs. Get rid of the Asian rug we have upstairs. We're going to do the mapping. We're going to do the puzzle like mats that they use for schools and classrooms and stuff like that for gym. And we're just going to basically size it all the way from here to here. Put the projector already coated with the formula. Once that hits the screen, you won't see anything. All that will cloak in. I can turn my phone into fire or anything I want, which is pretty cool. All right, well, we're dry. So we're going to bring this stuff in, lay it against the wall, and then later on I'll hang it up. So let me go get my stuff. Do, 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 do. I wonder where Curious George is at. Usually Curious George is always somewhere around here. George. Up you when it up. I swear, we get murdered. That's the perfect name for my sink. I'm gonna get a plaque and put on my sink. We work. That's what I'm putting on there. My sink, we work. All right. So that's it. It's painted. It's done. Hang it up later on, and then be done from there. We gotta hang it up soon because my cat basically runs cat hair down the side of my screen. I'm gonna lose it. So yeah. But usually he doesn't touch that stuff at the end of the day. He really doesn't. He doesn't go near the screens at all. Because I got one, I got to hang it up over here. He sits right there in the corner. Never touches a screen. Never touches a projector. I was kind of worried at first because having Ultra shirt those on the floor and he sticks his face in front of that. That's what I was kind of worried about. I'm going to have to, he don't go in the other room. He's not allowed in there because we're going to have the laser in there. And I definitely don't want him in there with that thing on. So, yeah. That's it. So now what I got to do now is basically, like I said, well, I got to do some cleaning in here. I definitely got to get under my freaking sofa right now. So get everything straightened up in here, get that done, and then we're finished. My fountain is over there thirsty as I don't know what right now. Oh wait, hold on for a minute. Make sure we got everything tidied up. I can't stand a mess. It drives me freaking crazy. All right, kitchen's a mess. So that's pretty much it. Very easy to do. Bust down your equipment. This is what we had to put in between the cords, so that way I don't get electrocuted while I'm outside. Just basically as simple as Hall's bag. You can use a Glad bag. Doesn't make a difference. Wrap some tape in between the two. I don't advise you going outside and painting in the snow, but if you have to, just make sure your stuff is taped up really good, because you're going to get electrocuted at the end of the day. Do not paint in the rain. Don't do that. Bad idea. Extremely bad idea. Okay, that went on better than expected. Trash out of here. Why don't you even think about it? Mop the floor. So that's why we advise, like, when you basically paint, use a Wagner 250s. It's a good sprayer, especially if you're a beginner and it's your first time spraying. You don't have to worry about being intimidated by the paint sprayers. The other ones, I don't think they make the 590s anymore. But the 590s had this whole switch on top of it, one for fence, one for house, one for whatever. Either way, whatever you choose, you're gonna be blasting out a lot of paint in the day. I learned that the hard way. So when I bought one, I'm used to using the cup and hose, but they used Wagner with all in one unit. And I went to go point it up at a screen that was way bigger than I was, about 8 and 9 feet tall. And that paint just came down and struck me right in the face. I said, okay, I learned something new today. So, just passing on what I know over to you, so you know. But that's why we advise people, first time spraying, first time painting, a good paint sprayer to start off with is the Wagner 250s. Fantastic. I've been using it ever since. Let me see, we got both of our chairs that are here. Hey, Christopher Columbus, move out of the way. You're always trying to discover something. So now he's out and about right now, because look at him, as curious can be, like, what's that over there? I gotta rub my face again, I just gotta do it. God, I can't help myself. Man, you stay away from my stuff. I'm trying to grab my stuff and move it out of the way, because he will rub his face right against it. I don't know. I don't entertain the thought. Last thing you want is cat hair stretching from one end of your screen to the next. And that would annoy the daylights out of me. I'm going to see if that other thing is bonded pretty well up there. Because I might hang it now. I'm done with it. That's one last thing I got to do at the end of the day. That means I got to come back in and do another video to hang the screen. I don't want to do that. Let's see what we're like. This one pulled out. The hook's pulled out on this side. Let's see if it seals in there pretty good. Pull these up so I don't mess up my original clothes. Oh yeah, that's it. That's not going to work. Yeah, because one of those suckers yanked out, and I was like, oh shoot. This is already dry. Oh, like I'm asking for it so many ways from Sunday. Alright, it's going to be easy to get this thing back in, that's the issue. Back in should be hard. Big screen, remember the big screen. Oh, man, I really forget how big this thing is. I don't want to take out a window in the process, and man, I feel like I just did a bad idea. We got that part in the chair. So that's good. I want to take out my window in the process. Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Woo! Man. I'm glad. I'm happy about that, man. If that was an aluminum screen, I would have never got that thing put back in place. I had to pull all the furniture out of the way. Oh, thank you, Lord. I'm worried about my windows. How much money it costs to replace those bad boys? Oh, man. Oh, that was something, boy. It's a good size. It's not heavy. It's basically just trying to get it in where it's at. All right. Let me get this it up. There we go. Now we got to make sure we got, where's our tools at? Let's see. I don't know if I left them over there. I should have a set of these over here somewhere. Where we at? No hooks there. Where's the hooks for this? It's over there. So I turned my hoodie inside out, so it might be inside my hoodie. Remote controls. Shouldn't be in there. No hooks in here. Okay, new one for Mr. Bird. Can't figure out, I lost my hooks. Oh, here you go, right here, by the remote control. All right, cool. Gotta be careful because I got lead lights on the bottom of this, and I don't want to check out my lead lights. Come on, baby, move. Move, come on, move, 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 move. Don't fight me. All right, there we go. Wait, am I going the wrong way with this? I got a funny thing, I was supposed to click the other way. I think I was supposed to click the other way on that one. I'm going this way. And that's it. That's how easy it is. Anytime I build a screen, I make it easier for me to pull it off, take it down. I don't have to go through some craziness trying to dismantle this and dismantle that. Very easy to put together, you can take apart. So the way the screen is set up, the projector's in line to where at the end of the day, but that's it. Easy to hook up. I think I did a tutorial video on how to design your own latches to attach to your ceiling with no problem at all. Yeah, that was much easier than the Elite screen. The Elite screen was a freaking headache to move out. I had to move all the furniture all the way into the next room, and the screen turned it to one side. And even though it was lighter than usually most screens I'm used to carrying in and out, still, this is bigger than the Elite screen. It was much easier to transfer in and out because this is actually lighter than the Elite screen. Much lighter. Next time I build a screen, I'm putting handles on it next time because, man, without handles, oh, man. Imagine my arm span. I had to basically lift this up with my arm span. So that screen's a good distance. I mean, my arm span could stretch that wide at the end of the day, but that's good to know. You know what the next nightmare is? Oh, the size of that monster in there. That's way bigger than the one we had. That's 148 inches. What are we going to do with that? I don't even know, to tell you the truth, because it's not the 235.1 that's going in there. It's not. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be easier to handle because it's not a tall screen, but it's going to be wide. That's not going out the door. There's nowhere it's not going out the door. It can't go out that door. It can't. This screen barely made it to the door, so this is not going out. And there's no other place to put it. So, sad thing, it's going to be destroyed because there is no way in the world. That's an Acoustic 48, and I can't do anything with it because how am I going to get it out of the house to begin with? Where would I put it? I can't put it in the backyard because it won't fit out the door. No way to get it out of here. And it's easy to take down, too. So, like I said, all the screens I design, I make a system that makes it easier for them to be removed. See, that little latch right there, the little hooked? So all I got to do is pick it up, doop, comes right off. That's it. That quick, that easy. That fast. But where could you... I wonder, I'm going to measure. Because if I can get this outside, I'm taking this acoustic screen, I'm using it for outside for my deck. But the only thing I want, I put a back on the back of it to seal it, because wind's going to push through it, and it's going to fade because light's coming through it. Let me get measuring tape. Let me see. I'm taking this upstairs. Alright, leave that to another episode. Can't find my measuring tape. This is the story of my life. Can't find measuring tape. Down in the basement. I might have to paint the hallway. I mean, I told you I like to paint at the end of the day. Or whatever, paint the entire... I like the downstairs colors. I like down here. I like this color already. But the upstairs, I gotta repaint the hallway, something different. All right, let me see. We need to find a measuring tape around here because if I can get that outside, instead of me building a whole nother screen for the outside deck, I can just use that instead, which will make my job a lot easier. I'm pretty sure that should fit. And if I put on a little bit of a slant, it should push right through with no problem. But I want to be sure, because I really don't want to toss that screen in the trash at the end of the day. I really don't. I don't want to go through that. Make sure my saw blade just go off. And that would save me some time. Plus, give me a much bigger screen in the back. Because the last screen we had up there was 135. Crap. I really gotta sit there. I don't even know exactly. Oh, I know where I put it at. I put it in the cat's room. That's where it's in the cat's room because I'm measuring the screen out for Taco. Taco's getting a new screen. So we're doing something pretty cool with Taco's room. I'm gonna give him a much bigger screen so he can chase his birds and rabbits and whatever he does at the end of the day. That's where it's at. Yeah, Taco's getting a Black Widow back there, but we're gonna do something really different for his screen setup. I'm gonna mop my floor today too. All right, I get the measuring tape. When this thing fits outside, this is going outside. Because I can use this right here for my deck. All right, let's get to this. All right, I found it. Weirdest place, always. Weirdest place you can possibly think of, that's where it would be at, knowing me. All right, let me see. What we got going on here? If we can get this thing, because I don't really want to trash this screen. This is a nice screen I built. Let me see what we got going on here. All right. Heck yeah. What the frick was I thinking? We can get this outside. 25 feels like 5 feet. Hold on. 748, right? Oh, it's 6 feet. I was way up on that one. It's 6 feet. Yeah, 6 feet. This will go right on outside. All right, cool. That means I don't have to build a screen this year. That's worth fantastic. All right, so this is going outside on the deck. It's bigger than the other screen, but it's definitely going on the deck. So, gonna have to make some changes to it though. Because if it goes outside, mind you, when you do acoustic screens, they have to lay against something where light's not transferring through the screen because it can basically fade out the screen. So we're gonna have to build a box around this bad boy and a back to it. Yeah, and we're definitely not doing a hinge system on this at all, period. Once we put those speakers behind there, oh, wait, there's a way we can get to that. Yeah, then we don't have a room to do it. Just no way to do it. I have to build some kind of access door so I can get access to whatever speakers are behind it. We'll figure it out. I'm not cutting the screen because there's too much work. The screen's already tensioned, so that's not going to work. But for right now, we have to put a back on it. So we have to put a back about that wide to it, and then we have to put another back to the back of it, because mind you, you're going to have light pushing through the screens. That's going to cause the screen to fade out because they don't work outside on that level. So that's going to be done too. 6 feet. So if it's 6 feet, let's see. If I get that plastic cardboard, that is 4 feet by 8 feet. I can put strips of those in the back. And this has support beams in it, so that'll work perfectly. All right, then that's what we're going to do. I wonder if it's going to fit. That's one thing. Hold on for a minute. So we got the height you can fit. All right, we're talking about 10 feet, 8 inches. 10 feet, 8 inches. I'll be back. So, by the measurements I got outside, it'll fit like a glove. Perfectly, it's going to fit. So that's where it's going at. It's going outside. Yes, sirree. All right, so it fits. That means I ain't got to build a screen for next year. This is already going outside. And it's already coated. This wood, the wood's already treated. It's treated wood, so that's good from the door. Don't worry about none of that. All we got to do now is just basically put a little bit of a box on it and basically drill it down to the frame. Oh man, this is going to be so much easier. When I had the aluminum frame outside, you know how hard it is to bolt those things to the deck at the end of the day? Because mind you, you're actually drilling through aluminum at the end of the day. This is wood. This is going to connect right to the deck with no problem whatsoever. And the problem I have with the aluminum frame is when the wind, the first one I put out there, when the wind hit it, it caught it in the middle and it bent the frame outward, which I had to put support units on the middle of it and support units at the bottom because the wind would hit it and shift it outward because there was no way to bolt it or to mount it to the deck. But this is wood. All I have to do is just put a piece in the back with about that wide, connect it all the way around, you know what I mean, like a box, and I can actually drill that into the deck. It ain't going anywhere at the end of the day. That'd be fantastic. I mean, technically, I really don't have to put sheets of wood back there because I don't want to make it heavy. I can actually get a nice some rubber material. Yeah, oh, that'd be perfect. Some rubber material and basically just stretch it over the back and just connect it in. No wind's going to push it at the end of the day. It's going to be lightweight. At the end of the day, it's not going to have too much weight to it. That'd be even better right there. I think that's what I'm going to do. Get some rubber material and just staple it around and be done with it. And I can have my speakers set up. Oh, this is going to be hot. Yeah, this is going outside on the deck. It's going to fit perfectly. So that's one of the screens. The deck is going to have 2 sets of screens. So on this side, we already have a mounting unit over there where I can actually hook up to a 120-inch screen or motorized screens, whatever I want over there. We're going to have 2 sets. So we're going to have our patio tables, sofas this way and this way. This is for the gaming section, which is going to have the lights and everything all over it. And this section over here just for the lounge. We're just sitting out and relaxing and having a cup of tea, a bowl of cereal, watching an old-fashioned Western, if Mr. Bird can take the time out to enjoy his stuff at the end of the day. Because last year, that 135-inch screen, I only used it for demonstration. I think I only watched 1 movie off of it. I went in the house. This year, I got to do something with it. This year, I'm going to relax and enjoy my stuff. That's what's going to be about this year. Enjoying my stuff at the end of the day. All right, people. Well, that's basically about it. That's the end of the demonstration. How much time did we go over? Yeah, I never had enough time on my phone to do that. So I wanted to do it pre-recorded, but I don't have enough memory on my phone. I'll have to go in and get a bigger card or something because I just didn't have the memory there to do it, especially for this demonstration. The paint-ons usually take some time. Anything else, if we're showing off the screen, we can do this pre-recorded, but in something like this, we definitely would have to do live at the end of the day. So I'm done from here. Hopefully we get outside today. I really want to get outside and do some demonstrations. All right, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you for your time, and God bless. And that's me dropping my measuring tape.